MSNBC reporter Lawrence O'Donnell has just attacked CNN because of the way that they're not covering Donald Trump. And what this is about is, in case you missed it, Donald Trump tweeted a couple of days ago that there is no Joe Biden. He was executed in 2020. Biden clones, doubles, and robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities are what you see. Democrats don't know the difference. Yeah, Donald Trump tweeted that Joe Biden is a clone. And I know we talked about this a couple of days ago, but now we're in the fallout stage of this. And what's happening is Republicans have to defend it. And so one way they're going about it is by saying it's a joke.
Apparently, Donald Trump reposted somebody's post on Truth Social claiming that Biden had been executed in 2020 and was replaced by a robotic clone. Clearly, President Trump did not believe that, but he put it out there. And here's what the New York Times wrote.
Real quick. Clearly, Trump didn't believe that. Let's just go through the timeline here. Donald Trump has pushed several conspiracy theories that I believe he believed were true. One, that Obama wasn't born here. The Pizzagate conspiracy theory that Ted Cruz's father was the JFK assassinator. He retweeted a Bill Clinton killed Epstein conspiracy theory. He had doubts about Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, being attacked. He, of course, said the 2020 election was rigged. No one thinks he doesn't actually believe that. He's saying that there's white genocide happening in South Africa. And, of course, the Haitian migrants eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. All Donald Trump said. But apparently, to Fox News, that's all just fun and games. Let's keep going.
It's another outlandish conspiracy theory. Biden is a robotic clone. President Trump reposted another user's false claim that the former president had been executed in 2020 and replaced by a robotic clone. I mean, I know Trump's sense of humor. I'm sure he was just trolling him. What do you think?
Well, I would hope so. But I think also it gets to the real heart of the scandal.
Yeah, he's not trolling. He's not trolling. He believes this shit, as Fred Wellman said. John Roberts was once considered a serious journalist briefly. Now he's a whore for Trump. Yes, whore. And then on CNN, another way that the Republicans have been defending it is that they've been saying that, well, both sides believe in conspiracy theories. Here's former Governor Chris Sununu saying, yeah, it's not a big deal because Democrats believe in conspiracy theories too. I'm serious. And the CNN host agreed with him.
I mean, he used it to...
I don't know. I can't say whether he believed it or not, honestly.
Do you think the Democrats are conspiracy theorists? Nothing on Hunter Biden's laptop. Russia influenced the election. They were. I mean, come on. Both sides are definitely to blame. And when it comes to a robot, this would have been the worst functioning robot in history if Joe Biden was a robot. I mean, it must have been made and built in China at a minimum.
Your argument is definitely fair in the sense that Democrats do believe in conspiracies, although I'm not sure the two examples are the best ones. The best one might be the fake Melania conspiracy, which Trump actually denounced in a post on social media. He says that the conspiracy was that there were Photoshopped pictures of Melania claiming that it wasn't really her at his side. So that is also similar to the robot, I suppose.
You know, the
body double is the other one.
The country's asking.
Bro, are you kidding me right now? It's totally different that random people online are saying that Melania has a body double versus the president of the United States tweeting that the former president is a clone. I don't think you can find one elected Democrat who believed that Melania has a fake body double. By the way, I don't know if I believe it, but those pictures were very convincing. Regardless, there aren't any elected Democrats who believe that. And it's ridiculous to me that you are putting stupid people like me at the same level as the president of the United States. It's not like it's Obama saying, well, Melania is a fake first lady, and Trump saying Biden is a clone. These are incongruent. They're incongruent. Lawrence O'Donnell, God bless his soul, had plenty of shade to throw towards CNN, and they obviously need it. And this is the way that they're handling this story, because CNN has spent the past month bringing up the fact that Joe Biden was losing mental sharpness while in office. Meanwhile, you have Donald Trump, who can't speak, who is throwing conspiracy theories out online, and CNN is mum about the whole thing. They're just completely silent. Here's Lawrence O'Donnell's take on it.
Needless to say, Donald Trump is the only president in history who can publicly embrace and accept and believe such insanity without immediately provoking a rush of questions by the White House press corps and news organizations around the world about the sanity of the American president, which means that the insanity of the current American president is now officially taken for granted in the news media. No huge banners on the cable news network that recently devoted itself to the issue of presidential mental acuity. That network did not dare devote itself to the mental acuity of Donald Trump. That network decided that the mental acuity of Joe Biden last year is a more important story now.
Woo, dude, I mean, there is like an unwritten rule with the reporters that you don't critique other people's reportings, that you're all kind of fighting the same fight of like bringing truth to power, but they're not. They're not. And God bless Lawrence O'Donnell for calling them out, because it is absolutely outrageous what is happening, that Donald Trump is allowed to get away with so much because they assume that everyone is just okay with it. We're used to it. We're not. We're not. You should have more respect for your audience than that, and making a joke about the fact that the president of the United States is tweeting out conspiracy theories. And I just want to end with this, because this is what it's really about, is we're talking about this nonsense when actual children are dying right now. Lawrence O'Donnell later on in this same segment got visibly choked up and emotional, talking about the fact that children are dying who did not have to, other than for the fact that Donald Trump and Elon Musk decided they didn't want to spend 12 cents a day on medicine for these kids. The richest country in the world decided it couldn't afford 12 cents to save a child's life. Yeah. Sorry for the bleak ending, but thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit like in the video. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
This was a child as precious as yours or mine. Evan's life was in our hands, and for 5 years, America kept him alive with antiretroviral medicines costing less than 12 cents a day through the president's emergency plan for AIDS relief, or PEPFAR. This was a program started by President George W. Bush and has saved more than 26 million lives so far, and it turned the tide of AIDS around the world and built enormous goodwill toward the United States. Then along came President Trump and his freeze on most humanitarian aid in January. How could a 5-year-old orphan possibly obtain medicine on his own? Evan weakened and soon died of an opportunistic infection. Marco Rubio told the House committee, no children are dying on my watch. Evan died on his watch. Evans of all ages are dying on Marco Rubio's watch, and no one is counting. And so we don't know, as of tonight, whether it's tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of Evans, but we know it will be. In a New York Times column titled, quote, Elon Musk's legacy is disease, starvation, and death, Michelle Goldberg reports. Brooke Nichols, an associate professor of global health at Boston University, has estimated that these cuts have already resulted in about 300,000 deaths, most of them of children, and will most likely lead to significantly more by the end of the year. This is what Musk's foray into politics accomplished. If there were justice in the world, Musk would never be able to repair his reputation, at least not without devoting the bulk of his fortune to easing the misery he's engendered. Musk's sojourn in government has revealed severe flaws in his character, a blithe, dehumanizing cruelty, and a deadly incuriosity. Bill Gates has seen starving children in Africa many, many times and has devoted his life and his billions to trying to save them, which makes Bill Gates' verdict on the current richest person in the world so important and powerful. Bill Gates, the former richest person in the world, said, "The picture of the world's richest man killing the world's poorest children is not a pretty one. And the picture of the richest person in the world carrying around his drug box of ecstasy, Adderall, psychedelic mushrooms, and then taking life-saving drugs away from the poorest people in the world is a picture only Donald Trump could have created. And with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, soulless, mindless entities are what you see.